Warning. The following scenes may contain references to power pages and portals which some listeners may find disturbing, especially if you've struggled with poor training in the past. Hey all, Franco Musso here. Yes, I've hacked your podcast feed. I've held John and Mike hostage, but don't worry, I got my wires crossed and I'm actually paying them a small ransom in the form of sponsorship. Anyway, big announcement. I'm finally releasing my online Power Pages course. This has been 5 years in the making. It's tried and tested on citizen devs and portal makers all around the world. It's the course I wish existed when I was getting started. It's practical, it's hands-on, and it's project-based, so you're not wondering how the heck this would apply to the real world. I've built in battle-tested lessons I've learned from tens of successful portal projects across various industries, budgets, and geographies, and I've formulated the most efficient route from zero to heroic launch. The tools and techniques I've chosen to show you are all based on what adds the most value to you, the learner, and to your customers, all in the most compressed timeline possible. Think 80-20, focusing on the techniques that punch above their weight and deliver the majority of results. You'll get video lessons, a repeatable framework, and some super helpful worksheets. Visit francomusso.com/power-pages-course and register your interest. Disclaimer, this course isn't for you if you prefer hours of slides, theory, and little to no action. You can now take your fingers out of your ears and enjoy the awesome that is Sprint Zero.
Hello everyone, and welcome to something a little bit different on the Sprint Zero podcast today. I'm joined by my co-partner rat in crime, John Russell. Say hello, John.
Hello, how you doing? How are you, Mike? You alright?
I'm okay, yeah. And our guest today is no guest at all.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, we have been meaning to do this for a while, haven't we? To be fair,
We have, yeah. We've been talking about doing the Sprint Zero retro as an idea of reflecting over the previous episodes, but as with everything with this podcast, this was organised at the absolute last minute. As in,
I do not know what you're talking about.
we organised this about 3 minutes ago.
No,
Hit record.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, we just we found ourselves in a situation where we have a bit of time, and we're just going to talk about some updates with the two of us. So, John, what have you been working on?
Okay, well, yeah, I've been getting stuck into GitHub Copilot in my spare time.
Yeah.
So I've noticed something like if people ask me to do something that benefits them, I've also got to try and find a way that I can learn something out of it as well. So
Is that not work? Is that not your normal day job though?
yeah, well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah. You know how my brain doesn't work, so and doesn't make connections. But yeah, there's I'm on that, and I know we've both been on it. We've talked about it a few times. I'm on Mark Smith's 90-day mentoring challenge, which I think I'm like kind of 2/3 of the way through now, maybe a little bit over.
You're June, right? So you started in April.
Yeah, so it's
the final leg.
coming to a
final
close
leg,
soon.
Yeah.
And there's a guy on there, a guy called Cameron, who is based in, I want to say, I think he's in Sydney. And he reached out to me and said, like, would I mentor him, especially around like Dataverse and model-driven apps? As you could see, that was kind of my stronger area. And he's trying to transition from like client side into consultancy.
Okay, yeah. So is he a sit dev moving into?
No, a little bit. I mean,
Okay.
he comes from a hospitality background, I think. So
Okay.
he's got quite a few use cases in his back pocket, and he's trying to build up a kind of project portfolio so that he can start going for interviews and stuff.
Oh, okay. So this is a guy doing a full career change rather than Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
So he's a little bit older than me, so like in his late 30s.
Yeah.
And and he's doing this. I think he's doing like a degree course in consulting and stuff, but it's not really about anything technical.
No.
So the time zone is a bit of a problem, and I know we'll come to that in a minute because I think you've had a little bit of a problem with time zones.
No, I haven't had a problem with time zones.
Okay, we'll come to that in a minute. I started using Loom, which is like an amazing application to do asynchronous meetings.
Loom. I've never heard of that. Can you
Yeah,
talk a
Mark
little bit about
Smith
that?
raves about it. I think he's been a paid up member since like 1992 or something, and it is ridiculous. It's very good for recording screens and stuff, and then
Oh,
sending
okay.
stuff over. And it's like all based within workspaces. You can have like an AI add-on that does all the transcription and everything. Anyway,
Hmm.
um, so yeah, Cameron came to me and he said, "Could you mentor me?" And I said, "Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a problem with the time difference." But got into Loom, been doing backwards and forwards with him, and then I realised like what I needed to do is I needed to kind of pretend to be the client so that he could build something for me. So I asked him what his hobbies were, like what his passions were, and he's into like adventure trekking and 4-wheel drive and stuff like that. So
Okay. Yeah.
I built a custom GPT called Building Rapport, which pretends to be an adventure tour client, and it's all about Cameron basically having this interaction with ChatGPT, but
Yeah.
trying to build rapport and understanding and eking out requirements and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's bits in it like if you ask closed questions, which prompt like a one-word answer from the client, then your positive rapport will kind of turn towards negative rapport, and you'll become more closed and less responsive, basically, as the Chat GPT custom GPT. And
Interesting.
flip side on the other side. So if he starts asking about the company or he starts asking about personal details that are relevant to what they're trying to do, then rapport increases and the chatbot becomes more open.
What if he
Um,
cracks a joke?
yeah, I think he likes that. Yeah, I think it likes that. But again, there I realised that the only way that he'd be able to use that if he is a paid up member of ChatGPT. So
Mm,
he'd have to be a plus subscriber,
yeah.
and I thought, well, that's not going to be any useful for anyone. And so I then got stuck into VS Code and built a React chatbot,
Yeah.
which basically just has the prompt in the background, and all you need is an API key
Mm.
from OpenAI, and off he goes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I stuck that on GitHub, and yeah, all good. Yeah,
Oh, that sounds interesting. So it sounds like you're taking some inspiration from the old text-based adventure games we used to get
yeah, it
back
is
in
a
the
bit like that.
80s.
Yeah, so I've
Yeah.
I've done one actually. It's exactly like that for my daughter Esme.
Okay.
It's called Adventure Quest, and it basically she can play with it on the phone, and she loves it because it's a game that she's reading, so she's learning and reading because
Yeah.
she to get a little bit better with her reading, but it also uses DALI 3 to bring back images and stuff,
Ah.
and it's like a 2020 turn by turn game, but in
Yeah.
text. Yeah, yeah, and she loves it. She
Nice.
plays it like all the time. She loves it.
Yeah, that's a really interesting use case. It's almost like that's a bit weird, like the text based games almost making a comeback.
Yeah,
That would be a
and
turn up,
going
wouldn't
back
it?
to what it used to be, but
Yeah,
in generative AI terms, rather than being a prescribed kind of
yeah.
start and end and
But
part of the through.
we've actually had. I mean, there have been games that have come out over probably the past, I would say, 7 years that have had generative features, and the two that spring to mind is No Man's Land, which had a very rocky release, but from what I understand, I mean, it's still commanding a £25 price tag. Has actually got a lot better with updates. And then the other one is a personal favourite of mine is Stardew Valley, which actually has an element where you go mining in caves, and as you go down the different levels of these caves, the levels get automatically generated. There's obviously some sort of like seed and algorithm that is
Nice.
generating that. It puts enemies in, it puts loot in that you can find, and like blocks that you can break down.
Yeah, yeah, nice,
Yeah, it's
nice.
it's interesting. It's interesting, just like the concept of you using it for almost like text based adventure games. One for your daughter to learn, and two for your mentee to use as a tool, really to up his
Yeah,
skill.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, good work.
Well, that's good. Yeah, like I said, coming to the end of the 90-day mentoring challenge now. I'm also on. I don't know if you heard of this guy called Sean Astrakhan. I think he's based in Washington on
Okay.
the
Yeah.
East Coast. Um, he does a course called the Architects Accelerator course,
Oh.
and it's more around trying to transition from consultant to solution architect.
Oh. Okay. That's
Um,
interesting.
Yeah, and he's really good. It's quite different to Mark's format. Um, it's a bit more. I'd say it's a bit more interactive in the way that you're regularly asked to do assignments, kind of throughout each course week, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
So is
Um,
that sorry to stop
yeah,
you there? Is that very much similar to the 90-day challenge, where it's it's like a prescribed session, not session, but module each week?
yes, it is, but
Okay.
it's slightly more focused on the technical side,
Okay, because I think
and
I know Mark's when Mark was building the 90-day challenge and as he was going through different cohorts, I think it started off being like a live thing, and then he moved to like the module based system, which he
yeah,
has now. Which Mark, if I got that wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm almost certain that's how he said it was.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
would have thought it's like that, yeah. But I think I think Mark refreshes the content.
he does,
I,
yeah.
I would imagine he must refresh it quite often. I
He
think.
does. I think he even refreshed it between because I was on the 90-day challenge before you in that
Yeah,
cohort. I think
yeah,
it's been refreshed from when I was on it to when you're on it now. So
yeah. Well, it's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. I did a VRT with our friend Sarah Jones
Oh yeah.
on Tuesday. That was pretty good. I was talking about my new favourite subject, building rapport.
Mm,
So I kind of did it in a slightly different way. I did it in. I've got this thing called Endless Paper on my iPad,
yeah.
and I did a broadcast link, and everyone could like kind of interact with it. That was quite good.
Okay.
I'm talking about that again at the Scottish Power Platform User Group on the 17th, and drum roll, we got our session accepted for Scottish Summit.
We did.
Nice. And what
So
is it again?
so
What's it again?
if you've ever thought about wanting to start a podcast and you don't know where to start, or you just want to see what it takes to start one, uh, don't take our advice because
Yeah,
we
don't
didn't
come
do
to
very
our
well. We're
session.
going to give you the advice of other people.
Brilliant.
No, we're gonna have a really fun session talking about everything from selecting microphones, how to get started, what happens if you get sponsorship, how to host your podcast, how podcasts actually work, how to format show notes, everything like that. We're going to give you all the detail to take away. It is going to be a fun session. We're going to have a laugh,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping it's also going to be very informative. And if you are looking to start a podcast, it's going to be a really good session. We're also taking Sprint Zero on the road to Aberdeen.
Yeah, actually, we've been thinking about this, haven't we, Mike, for a while, kind of
Yeah.
working out how we could do it. Now,
We love making things really difficult for ourselves.
me and Mike are gonna. Well, Mike mainly is gonna drive, and we're gonna do a road trip up to Scotland. Probably
Not just
I think
anywhere in Scotland, Aberdeen. So
Aberdeen. Yeah,
it's going to be
it's
Hampshire to Aberdeen for me.
it's like a 9-hour journey, right? Now,
I've not actually checked.
I think it's
I,
about
I,
9
I
hours.
committed it to it before I actually.
So what we want
checked.
to do though, and we haven't really talked about it loads, but it would be nice to record some kind of podcast in the car. And what I was thinking, Mike, is that depending on how we get there, we could maybe like pick someone up on the way or something. And
What? Just anyone?
well, no, I mean like a future guest potentially. But what I was also thinking, although it would take us ages to do it, is that we could have multiple guests, but then that would be a bit of a problem because we could only have a maximum of maybe 2 or 3 guests. Otherwise, we're going to have to get a guest in, and then it's going to get like one in, one out, and we're going to have to drop them off in Leeds, and then they're going to have to make their own way. I just wonder how we could do it.
I think it's going to be a maximum of 2 because we've got to think about luggage as well.
Yeah. So shall we officially announce this on this podcast?
Yeah, we might. Because I've just looked. If I pass by yours on the way, it's 10 hours and 41 minutes. That is 608 miles. And what we're also doing to make it even more difficult is me and John only own electric cars.
Yeah. At least yours has got a little bit more range than mine is.
A little bit, but not much.
It is winter as well. Well, it will be cold.
Autumn. I didn't. Oh no.
It's going to take us
Um,
about 14 hours to get there.
yeah,
So anyway,
the only saving grace is I don't have Chadamo on my car.
don't have what? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. I have that, unfortunately.
yeah.
So we are looking for two people who, and Mike is gonna while I'm stalling for time. Mike's gonna look at the route and he's just gonna call out some key areas that we go past. And maybe if you're in these locations, I mean, I feel like this is some kind of entertainment show now.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, hold on. I might that
Where
was
do you where do you live again, John?
I live in Pitstone near Tring.
I don't even know where that is.
So you'd have to go like up the M3, M25,
Yeah,
A41, and then
yeah,
we go
yeah.
to the M1, and then go up the M1. I would have thought something like that.
Yes.
So
Oh
if you,
yeah,
if you,
you're that side. Okay, so yeah, you're
so
like
I
south of
think,
Northampton. I'd say. Is that
yeah.
fair to say? Yeah.
And
So
what's
if you
Google Maps saying? Is Google Maps saying from my place to Aberdeen? Which way is it telling us to go?
well, obviously it's going from your house to Aberdeen. So
Well,
anybody
yeah,
who's south of Tring, Swords, unless we can pick you up on the way and you're happy to wait while we go get John, but it will be very early in the morning.
yeah.
Right, so random places: Northampton, Wolverhampton, Stockport. Oh, let's take. Why is it?
Over at the
Oh,
Stockport Ring there, mate.
I don't know because yeah, it's
Fucking hell,
actually.
Johnny.
I hate Google Maps when trying to plan routes.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, okay. So Sheffield, Leeds, Darlington,
Ooh.
Carlisle, Glasgow. Is that no? We don't really pass Edinburgh. Dundee. If you're
There you go.
anywhere along that sort of route, or
Yeah.
you just want to put your name in anyway.
As long as you can get to that, we're not going to divert to Wales. We're already diverting to Tring to pick me up.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we're not diverting to Wales. Sorry, we're
if
not
you
diverting to
if you're
Belfast either.
interested, if you're interested, and you want to come on the podcast in some, and you're going to, that's the other key thing, and you're going to Scottish Summit, then get in touch. Let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously we will be safe doing this as well. So John will be operating the host controls, which
Yes, yes.
is
Yeah.
going to be scary. But yeah.
So moving on a minute, we talked about time zones before. What were you going to tell me about time zones on your side of the?
Who's watching Bridgerton?
Oh, it's come out today, isn't it? The new one's come out.
It's
today.
come out today. Yes,
Yeah, came out this morning, I think.
it came out this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
My wife has she's got very excited about Bridgerton. She said to me that this is the first program since Game of Thrones that she's become heavily invested in.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
To the point that she is staying up late watching through the first two series, and I think series 3, the current series, has been like split in half. So they've released the first half already, and now this is the second half that's come out today, which is date of recording 13th of June. She comes home from work yesterday and says, "Mike, we need to get American Netflix." And I said, "Okay, why?" She says, the second half of Bridgerton is coming out at midnight in America. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Did you get American Netflix?
No.
Why not? Why not, Mike?
Why not? Because 8 o'clock in the morning in the UK is the same as midnight in America.
Oh, it's a good one.
But she does know that. I think she just got a little bit excited and just wanted to make sure she saw it early. So
I see.
yeah,
Fair
absolutely love it to bits.
Good work, Jess. Played. Yeah, what else is going on with you, Mike? I know you were. I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but I felt it's probably a good idea to do that. Because you've been pretty sick, haven't you, mate, recently?
Well, I wouldn't say I've been pretty sick recently. I had a case of the measles.
Yeah.
Back in the beginning of May, we're now sort of like mid-June. To the point that I got hospitalised. I don't know if have you seen my get up at the moment? Have you seen what I'm actually in?
Yeah, I can see what you're in. Yeah.
Yeah, I come to you in. Let's point the camera down. 100% lycra.
Oh,
Yeah, the
nice.
package
Look at
and
those
everything.
shorts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you know what? It's not just shorts. It's actually bib.
Oh, very nice.
I've gone all in. Like
Good
even
man.
to the point that I'm, looking like that as well.
Nice. Yeah, for the listeners, Mike just put on a very snazzy pair of shades that
Yeah.
Johnny Five out of Short Circuit would have liked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, So beginning of May, I felt unwell. I woke up on the Saturday morning. I was like, I can't seem to wake up. Had the usual 5 cups of coffee. Still felt like I can't. Yeah, I feel so lethargic. I feel so tired. I can't seem to function. So put it down. Check the temperature because our son's got a in-ear thermometer. Check the temperature, like 38.5. Oh no, I've got like a raised temperature. Like I must be unwell. It just felt like a really bad cold. So I spent the weekend just sort of trying to recover because I had the Tuesday after I had a session at the South Coast User Group, and I was like, I need to finish off that the slides and everything for that. So I was saying to myself, I need to get better so I can get to that session, right? And it got to Monday. I think it was a bank holiday Monday, and about midday, I was just like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be well enough to go. So I had to speak to Aaron Randall. He's a great guy, by the way. I had to do a last minute cancellation. Thankfully, Mr. Cookie, Carl Cookson, managed to step up and had a session already prepared to go. So that worked out really well. And it sort of continued. I seem to be getting worse rather than better. So come the Wednesday, I start to get this rash forming on my forehead. And at this point, my wife's like, look, this is ridiculous. Go to the doctors and see what they say. And obviously with our doctor's surgery, as with a lot of them over the UK, you actually log your symptoms online through a system, and then you get triaged, and then you potentially get an appointment, you get a phone appointment, or you get sent somewhere, right? We went into the doctor's surgery. I had the foresight to wear a face mask. Didn't have to, but did. Went to see the on-site nurse, and the nurse looked at my rash and she says that looks like heat rash.
And I've seen that picture. If anyone has seen that picture, and I've shown this to my sister-in-law, who is a nurse, and I told her what that nurse said to you, and my sister-in-law got really upset because she was like, I can't believe that they said it was heat rash. It is obvious that it's not heat rash.
At this point, the rash is starting to cover my face, and it's starting to cover my arms as well. And I also start to notice it on my chest. The next day, we go. So, I got prescribed antibiotics because they thought I had some sort of infection of some description. Chest. I think it might have been a chest infection they thought, because I was actually struggling to breathe. I'm actually asthmatic, so I was having to overuse my inhaler, which is any asthmatics know if you don't use your blue inhaler, you're managing your asthma really well. If you have to use it a lot, there's something really wrong. We then go back home. We get these antibiotics. I then start vomiting in the night, and just vomiting throughout the day. And I just can't. At this point, I can't keep anything down apart from water, and that's only if I sip this water very lightly. I'm now at the point I am actually feeling like I'm dying, like proper dying at this point. We go back to the doctors again, and this time the doctor looks at me and says, "That's heat rash. You just feel under the weather. Here's some steroids.
Wow.
This should perk you up a little bit, and maybe when you get home, have some pasta and salt. That should sort you out."
Wow.
Follow the advice. I throw up the pasta, and then I continue vomiting. I'm getting worse and worse and worse. I'm literally like the way I'm vomiting as well is like I'm literally like putting everything out of my body at this point to get it out of my system. And my wife's like that. I'm going to call 111, which is it's like an out of hours service you can use in the UK to get medical advice. If you've got a real emergency, like you've just been knocked over by a car, you call 999.
Yeah.
If you're feeling really under the weather, you can't get to a doctor's, you call 111, and you get they do all this like safeguarding stuff. So if you are actually like in a really bad way, they will get an ambulance over to you straight away, or they'll send you somewhere. Just goes through the symptoms on the phone with the 111 guy. He's like, just go to Southampton General, go to A&E, have them check you out. So this is about 4 a.m. We get our neighbour over to look after Jack. We head over to A&E, and they take one look at me, and they're like, side room now. I get put into a side room, and I'm just in isolation the whole time. They don't know whether it's measles at this point. But they're doing all sorts of tests on me to see, what else it could be, and they notice that my liver is like starting to really fail.
Yeah, because your liver was basically fighting the infection, right?
My liver seemed to be fighting the infection. All like every single reading you can get from a liver blood test was like sky high or rock bottom.
Yeah,
was not in the normal range at all. And I've actually looked back through the notes to see where they were, and it was like just completely off. So they start to speculate. This is lifestyle. You've drunk too much. You're overweight. I'm 22 stone. Just to put that out there, just for perspective, right? I've been big for most of my life.
Yeah.
They're like, it's that you've got fatty liver, and then they started doing ultrasound. They're like, well, you've got gallbladder stones. You've got there's like masses on your gallbladder that's probably throwing off the liver readings, like everything like that. And I'm at this point, I don't know that it's measles, but I'm just bedridden. They end up putting a catheter in me, which was the most undignified moment of my life, because I actually could get out of bed, but they didn't want me to, because they thought I might be getting sepsis. They didn't want me to overwork my body by getting out of bed.
Right.
At this point, I'm 36 years old. I've got a 2-year-old son. I've got a wife at home who, they both rely on me to keep a roof over our heads, financially, right, and obviously for support as well. I'm just like this can't go on. Like I can't be in this situation. And I sort of I vowed to myself at that point. And to be honest, when I was ill before I went to hospital, I was thinking about some lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Toby Pino, by the way, for not directly sending this to me, but in a group chat talking about the fact that he doesn't drink alcohol. I've taken that on board, and I've completely given up alcohol now. I'm doing everything I can at the moment to lose weight. I've got back into cycling. I'm actually trying to get out on the bike at least 3 times a week, if not more, to try and get some exercise in. I'm trying to look at what I'm eating, just trying to stay active. So the whole thing, I was in hospital for, I think it was 5 nights in the end, or 5 days. The whole thing is just like, it's just giving me a bit of a kick up the arse about my own health. And actually looking after myself, not saying I'm looking after myself, but actually, overworking myself and being, what's the word, like being stationary all the time. So I've decided, Sprint Zero still continues. My current commitments still continue with public speaking. What is going to stop there, and what, to be honest, hasn't really happened for quite a while, is the blog, being like very active on LinkedIn. I'm taking the time out to sort myself out now.
Yeah.
Not It sounds really selfish, and I think
I don't think it sounds selfish at all. I think it's
no, but I remember our one of our very early guests, Laura Webb. I don't know if you remember the conversation we had with her about taking a step away from the community engagement and how you feel, and I do feel that way a lot. Like there's a bit of guilt. I feel like I should always be doing something. I should be contributing, but actually, you know what? I can't. I just don't. I don't have the headspace to do that sort of contribution at the moment.
Yeah,
And it's okay.
it is okay.
It's perfectly okay. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
and there's other people in the community who they've had health scares or whatnot, and they're starting to ramp down what they're doing. I just didn't think I would be 36. I didn't really think I would be making that decision, but I am, and yeah. Case in point, my liver's actually fine.
yeah. That's
there's,
good.
no, there's
Your
nothing.
eyes, your eyes look a lot better as well.
My eyes look a lot better. So my eyes actually got infected while I was in hospital.
Oh
And
right, is that what that was then?
John's seen the pictures. Yeah, my eyes were completely bloodshot, and I
Yeah,
actually
it looked like you'd been punched in both eyes at the same time.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I actually had very blurred vision as well while I was in hospital,
Yeah,
which is it can so measles as a complication can actually leave you blind.
yeah.
So that was my lying in the hospital. That was like a real concern of mine was that will I be able to see? Yeah, but again,
these are all
yeah.
these are all not minor things. They
No,
are all...
and this is like sat in isolation. Anybody who comes into you is in full PPE, like just like a shade away from a full hazmat suit. The only people I can talk to are people on WhatsApp or over the phone if I can actually see what I'm doing on the phone, and it's it wasn't a great experience, but I think it was in a way a good experience because it has made me realise that I do have to change some things.
Yeah, hats off to you, man. We were all we were all really concerned about you. I think you did know that, but we were all we were all worried about you, and
everyone at ANS as well was like
yeah,
checking in on me, making sure I was all right.
You sent me a couple of photos, and I was like, Jesus Christ! There's one where you are like you've got like a catheter in your hand or a cannula in your hand.
Yeah,
kind of looking down at the camera, and I'm like, Christ, yeah, you definitely need to be in hospital.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy that you're here, and I'm glad that you're all right, mate. And I really mean that.
That doesn't mean I won't come back to doing community work. By the way, I will. No. But just not right now. Not right now.
No. That's good.
Anyway, let's go on site more lighthearted.
All right. Yes. So, do you know who David Earl and Joe Wilkinson are? Oh.
Yes, I don't. I don't know David Earl. I do know Joe Wilkinson. He's Joe Wilkinson's the guy that was on 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Cats.
Yeah. That's him. Yeah. So David Earl is. Have you seen Afterlife? With
yes. Yeah.
He's a really weird guy in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly
he normally plays a similar kind of character, but anyway, they're like best mates. And they did a podcast a long time ago called Gossip Mongers.
Oh yeah,
I think it was like during lockdown. And basically, what they did was they asked people to email them in with kind of rumor stories about interesting characters from back in the day kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's hilarious. It's worth looking at, but it stopped, and I was gutted because it was so good and it was so funny. And it was like an outlet for me just to kind of, put the headphones on or go for a walk and listen to that. And I loved it so much. Anyway, I hadn't really realised that they'd started doing another podcast, and that's been going since that one stopped. But I completely missed it. It's called Chatterbix.
Oh yeah.
And that is they must have some serious time on their hands because they basically push out an episode like every other day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They 100% have a producer.
Oh yeah, they have to. They have
an army of people. Like they're not like us where it's me and you doing it all.
Yeah,
and having a day job.
Yeah, so they had the other day they had Tim Vine on.
Yeah,
and Tim Vine, man. I think the thing that I like about it the most is the laughter on there. Like David Earl absolutely loses it. Every like 5-10 minutes, it's great. Yeah, so I really.
That's similar to. Have you ever listened to Parenting Hell?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a bit similar to that. Like they can really go off on like a tangent that's not even related
That's
to
is that the
parenting.
Rob Beckett one?
Rob Beckett and Josh Widdicombe.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can go off on like a laughing frenzy, and it's one of them's telling a story, and it's like it's really infectious.
Yeah, nice.
I was actually listening to that episode last night because he sent it to me, and one of his one-liners. What was it? It was.
Is it the guitar one?
No, one-hand waiters. They can dish. They can take it, but they can't dish it out.
But the thing is, it's just how mad he is. Like he's talking about how like he's like done like 21 he's done 21 episodes of Columbo. Like what's he talking about?
He does their pen in the ear as well.
Yeah.
He tries to throw up the pen and catch it in his ear.
Yeah, that's in that episode. Yeah, they talk about that as well. They talk about that.
And then he starts talking about a hockey stick in the ear. And he's wearing this crash helmet with this massive ear on the side. And he's in his back garden throwing up a hockey stick in the air.
It's so out there. It's ridiculous. I love it. What other comedians do you like?
It's the usual trope of like Peter Kay, Lee Evans, Bill Bailey.
Yeah.
Tim Minchin. Who's the guy from Black Books? Obviously not Bill Bailey.
I don't know.
Dylan Moran.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've seen him live. I also like Sarah Millican.
Oh yeah.
Just so everyone knows, I'm actually awful with celebrity names. I literally, I
was quite impressed that you got all of those.
Yeah, I got all of those, and I recognise Joe Wilkinson because I can see Joe Wilkinson in my head. But other people, I just don't know. But I'm quite thankful because Jess, where she used to work in the cinema, she is like a walking, talking IMDb website.
Nice. Like
you can ask her anything about an actor, actress, film, she'll know it.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah, great for pub quizzes.
Yeah, I think we are going to see each other on the 24th of June.
Are you coming?
I'm coming. Yeah.
Awesome, and it's at King's College London, isn't it?
Yeah. What is it though? Just in case people wonder what it is, we haven't actually said what it is.
What? Oh yeah, because
he
didn't even like introduce it. He just said, no. "I'm going to be there on the 24th."
Yeah.
Good for you. London Power Platform User Group. I am going to be speaking. I just said that I was going to take a break from community work, but so I'm going to be delivering a session on enhancing Power Apps and Power Automate with AI. So Azure AI, your Open AI, your AI Builder,
Copilot.
Maybe.
I love it. We should definitely start Copilot bingo there.
Yeah.
Also,
that's a good idea.
Hot off the press, a couple of people that are coming that I know are coming. Franco, so sponsor and friend of the show, he's coming, and Sarah Jones as well.
Is she?
Yeah, they're both coming. Yeah.
So
I get to meet them. I've met Franco a couple of times, but I've never met Sarah. So that'd be nice.
Yeah, I met Franco when he locked us up in his basement and tied us up and then started paying for the podcast, which was very nice of him.
It was a bit of a weird time.
Yeah. So I'm going to be delivering that on the 24th, and also if you can't make it and you are on the South Coast, on the 2nd of July, I'll be delivering the same session at the South Coast User Group as well.
Oh, nice.
So I was supposed to be delivering that in May, but obviously I had to move it. So I look forward to seeing people and talking about AI enhancement. So it'll probably link it back a little bit to just ask it, I think.
Nice. I think there's going to be a lot of people, actually. So I think they've got a bigger venue.
They have got a bigger venue because every single time you go, they have to turn people away. In fact, the last time I went, was it the last time or the time before? I actually got there a little bit late and they weren't going to let me in.
Yeah, it was Microsoft.
It was Microsoft, yeah. They were like, no, we can't let you in. They're at capacity. I was like, oh, but I'm speaking.
You could do it from outside. This is just our skit. I'll open the window, mate. If anyone want to see Mike, he's down here in the car park. Or...
Don't you know who I am? Well, you probably don't, actually.
Driven up down here.
There's another high-rise building down there. You could probably get on the roof of another high-rise building with a megaphone. Yeah. In fact, no, just do string and cups next to a microphone.
Hello, Mike. How are you? You okay? Let's just test that now, Mike. Put your cup up.
Really long HDMI cable as well.
Mike, get your cup going. Hold on, I can hear you.
Hello. Oh, we need a system. We need like Roger and all that.
Yeah. Okay, well. So yeah, what else has been going on? Anything else in your wonderful world, Mr. Gowland?
Apart from cycling, is all I can think about at the moment.
Oh, nice.
I guess it may go into our next subject, but following everything that happened, one of the things that I was thinking about while I was bedridden was actually I've always wanted a road bike. So no. I've actually always enjoyed cycling. I just don't do it enough. And I've been cycling since I was 8 or 9, going out by myself on a mountain bike or whatnot. I've had this hybrid bike for years, and just before I got ill, actually, I bought a seat for Jack for the back. So we can go on little adventures. We go out and look for cows and go look for play areas. And he loves it, doesn't he? Absolutely loves it. Yeah, you sent me a photo of him on the back, and he's absolutely living his best life. Yeah, he is. Yeah. It's very cute because as I'm cycling along, he'll start singing behind me. And I was cycling up, so I actually... something weird about me is I've always lived at the top of a hill. Oh, right, okay. I don't know why. Somebody like cycling, living on top of the hill is like... Not the wisest thing. But anyway, cycling up the hill... my fitness wasn't quite there yet, so it was crunchy along, crunch, and behind me. Have you ever watched a Jungle Book? Yeah, the original one. Yeah, the Disney animated one. Yeah, the other one. I think the other one's actually quite good as well. The bit with the snake, live action one. Yeah, the bit with the snake absolutely makes me crap my pants every time it happens. But yeah, no, I like it. Yeah. So, the original animated one, you've got the Colonel Harvey's Elephant March, and they sing the song, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, so Jack loves that song. And what does he start singing out loud as my fat ass is trying to crunch up this hill? Nice. It's sort of stuff he couldn't make up, really. But he does come out with a lot of stuff, but he's good. We enjoy our little bike rides, go out for about an hour or so, take him to a play area, or we just cycle around the park. He loves, if there's a load of pigeons, he loves, cycling near the pigeons so you can see them. Brilliant. Yeah. That's nice, man. That's nice. Yeah. I guess I'm hyper focused on cycling at the moment. So yeah, I got a new road bike. Got it from Decathlon this time. Shout out to Decathlon, amazing shop. Yeah, they are really good. The guys who work there, even especially the Southampton store, it's the only one I've been to, but. Really great guy, really knowledgeable. All of them super helpful. Even when I went in, before I even ordered the bike, I was like, I just need to know what size to get. Yeah, absolutely 100% got it right. Yeah, did all the necessary checks and whatnot. I actually got the bike, so I ordered pedals and whatnot. I've got the scary pedals. Attach myself to the bike and mountain bike pedals or the Keo kind of. I got the Keo look, the classic pedals. Yeah, nice. So I sound like I'm dancing. Have you fallen off yet? No, I haven't. No. I when I used to cycle loads when I lived in London, I used to do 120 miles a week. Yeah. And I was coming back into Tooting, and I was clipped in. And I normally had their SPD pedals, so mountain bike pedals. Yeah, I didn't really like the flat ones. And I had them clipped in, and I came to the side of this van, and basically I always find it funny because I picture what the person's in the driving seat would have seen, and he just saw my head go bee horses style. I shouldn't laugh, but it's always funny. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. No, I've not fallen off. I'm actually so I'm not a good cyclist. I'm not a fast cyclist. I wouldn't even call myself amateur, but I am a confident cyclist.
Yeah,
So
nice.
give me any like handlebar, give me any fault on the bike, and I'll quite safely like move to the side of the road. If you give me like new pedals I've never used before, it's like, oh, you're going to be attached to the bike now, and you have to do this like special action with your ankle to get it off. I'll do it once, and then I'm fine. I don't know what it is. I guess I just always enjoyed cycling, and
Nice.
again, just don't do it enough. But yeah, I've not fallen off yet, but I'm sure that time's coming, and I'll try to record it.
While we have the time, I was just looking at like people that have been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Like I know it's quite hard to do like kind of standout sessions, but one person I wanted.
I've enjoyed every guest we've had on the podcast.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every guest as well. I think the one that I think the two that have resonated the most with people probably are James Connolly's session.
Oh yeah.
And Emma Claire Shaw's session, and it was Emma's birthday yesterday, so we have to say
happy birthday, Emma.
But yeah, I think those two were really good in a lot of different ways, and I still find it really weird that, like, you know, the stuff that we've been talking to James about, like, you know, meeting up at his favourite restaurant, Chicken George, and all
it's
that.
It's going to happen.
You know, we've not. Well, I don't think you have, but we've not met him before, and like it's crazy the kind of like relationship we have, kind of thing. It's yeah,
especially James, especially like we've stayed in very regular contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I'm not going.
He's a solid dude.
But
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go to Chicken George, and there is going to be definitely photo opportunities to take pictures of chicken.
Chickens.
Put it on the LinkedIn.
And everyone and their dog is at, apart from us, obviously, because, you know, our session didn't get selected. Never mind. In Belgium this week, aren't they?
In Brussels, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, Craig White smashed his session on Power Platform Admin. Shout out to Craig.
He was doing that with
Michael Lee Roth.
Yeah, about DLP and security. And
I think it was all about Power Platform Admin as a whole.
Nice,
as far as I know. But every time I open up LinkedIn at the moment, the first thing that comes up is somebody saying how good that session was.
Oh yeah, that's wicked. Yeah. And I don't think he'll mind us saying, but I know Craig finds presenting probably quite nerve-wracking. So yeah, to hear that he smashed it. I mean,
I have a feeling that might have been his first public session, his first in-person session.
Really?
I might be wrong.
Yeah,
which
maybe
if it is, that is one hell of a place to do it.
Gold standard for the first session. Yeah, well done, mate.
Yeah.
Any other podcast guests that you can remember that you kind of liked? I do like you say, I like everyone, and everyone brings something kind of different, and it's quite unusual. Like it's quite it can really differ from one person to the next.
It can, yeah, and we just released episode 22, and we've got quite a few episodes, you know, still in the backlog to get out there, but obviously we have a weekly cadence for releases. We actually, when we first started Sprint Zero, my initial commitment was every 2 weeks, which that went out the window the minute our guest list got to 25. It's like, well, that's going to take us to half the year. Well, that's going to take us a full year. We'll have to do it on a weekly basis. No, love it. I still do all the editing. The editing's really fun. I've got it down to a T now. I've got a shortcut to bleep out the swear words. Do all the noise noise reduction. We top and tail with a template in Audacity. It's just like, all we do is import the episodes, get the noise reduction done, filter out the swear words, which when you haven't got a transcript, it's really easy to pick them out. So my workflow is literally going into Riverside and saying, right, search for
Wow, that was a big one.
Yeah.
The other thing that's happened, I think, as this is going to go out shortly, is that we should say well done to Parvez and Charles on Charles Sexton getting an MVP.
MVP, 100%.
And I really thought Parvez already had one. I didn't realise he didn't have one.
No, he
But,
doesn't.
yeah.
No. I was on the 90-day cohort with him, so I think I've spoken to Parvez before, and we've always been friends. But I think that 90-day challenge was like I'd say I probably connected more with Parvez.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm a very shy person in reality. I don't normally like reach out to people, but I've made two. I would say two very close community friends from the 90-day challenge. But one is Parvez. We normally we meet up when we go to London user group, have a quick chat. But also Nathan Rose become a really good friend. Chat to him on WhatsApp every so often.
Nice.
What were we talking about? MVP. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. Charles and Parvez got MVP. Anna Black as well. She's gonna be talking in Vegas.
Yeah, and we're recording with her on Friday.
We are. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. She was on the 90-day challenge with me. So that is incredible.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she's on the Architect Accelerator course with me. At the moment.
Is she? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, dude. Well, I think probably that's all we got time for. Do you think? I think so.
I think so. I've just realised in the show notes. So we actually do that outro every time we record. So the guest has to sit through it, and then they just have to say "I love you" at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't actually write the outro into our show notes, so I'm going to have to ad-lib it.
Go for
it. You can find John and Mike on LinkedIn, obviously. Links to resources, which has quite a few this episode, mentioned in the episode, will be in the show notes if we move away from Zencast. Music today was provided by Ken Like Fit. You can find his music on Spotify, the link to which you can find in this episode's show notes. Additional music used in this episode is credited in the show notes as well. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss the next episode, especially when they come out randomly on a Monday.
Yeah.
We would also really appreciate it if you gave us a follow on LinkedIn. And if you're really enjoying the podcast, please give us a review on your chosen podcast platform. Thank you. This has been Sprint Zero, and we've been John Russell. Say goodbye, John.
See you later, mate.
And I'm Mike Gowland. We'll see you in the next episode with a guest. Love you, John.
Love you too. Love you.
Bye.
Warning. The following scenes may contain references to power pages and portals which some listeners may find disturbing. Especially if you've struggled with poor training in the past.
Hey all, Franco Musso here again. Quick update on that hostage situation. Hopefully the smell isn't coming across the airwaves. I haven't let the guys use the bathroom yet, so the joke's definitely on me. Anyway, big announcement. So, by popular demand, join me and a cohort of other budding portal makers for live coaching sessions, weekly live training, office hours, Q&A and surgeries. I'll guide you through the process from zero to launch, all at a fraction of the cost of hiring a freelancer or a contractor. It's like having a trusted partner on hand, helping you avoid the pitfalls, saving you a ton of money, headache and time. Plus, you're bound to learn lots from others in the group as we discuss their experiences, challenges and solutions. To apply, head on over to francomusso.com/group-coaching.